717 Home Station Mission Command Unit Ministry Team, and we're out here on day 5 of week 2. This is the last day of the week of the official programming. It is a run day. In fact, it is a 2-mile pace run. So the concept behind the 2-mile pace run is you want to keep and maintain the pace that you need to get to. So for example, if I need to get a, let's say 18-minute 2-mile, my pace needs to be roughly a 9-minute pace per mile. But I need to keep that consistently throughout the whole 2 miles. So it's a little bit different than our long distance run where we kind of just keep going. We want to try to maintain pace. So make sure that you have a watch that you that can track those kinds of things. Also, you want to try to improve it. So instead of just the 18 minutes, which is the 9-minute pace, I want to try to improve on that to get an 8:45 pace. So that way I'm actually improving and making sure we have that. Now, when we're doing a 2-mile pace run, it's typically a good idea to do where you would normally take your PT test. So on Mondays, typically we all go out in that famous road battalion to do our run. So again, do this stuff safely, do it on a flat ground because we're trying to maintain pace. That's the skill set that we're trying to make sure that we are doing for our run. So make sure that you are doing the warm-ups, the forms, and the cool downs and stretching afterwards. We do have the challenge of the day, and that is 30 regular air squats followed by 15 single leg deadlifts. Again, the single leg deadlift is balancing on one foot and making yourself straight from your non-balanced foot, the one that's in the air, and then you're going to just bend over, tipping over, single leg, back and forth. See, you can do it even with your phone. All right, so that is 30 air squats and then 15 single leg deadlift. Then we got to talk about finishing up this whole thing about duty. So with duty, what we kind of learned is that we have to fulfill our obligations, let our yeses be yeses, and make sure that we are abiding by what we say is true. I don't need to preface things with I'm not going to lie. Or to be honest, those kinds of things. So today we're kind of thinking along the lines of the commander's intent, right? As our duty and obligation for being a soldier is we have to fulfill the commander's intent. That's the whole point. That's the guy who we serve. And then we follow and we make sure that we're obeying their commands and their orders. There's a parable in Matthew chapter 21 where a father has 2 sons. He goes to the first son and says, son, I need you to go out and do this. And the son says, nope, I'm not going to do it. But then he later changes his mind and says, okay, yes. And then goes and does that. The second son comes out and the father says, son, I need you to go out and do this. And the son says, oh yeah, absolutely, Dad. I will do that. But then he has no follow through. He doesn't do what he has. And then the parable asks which of these actually followed and obeyed their father. And of course, the answer is the first one, because it's what you actually do that gets the job done. So there's no reward in anything unless we actually do it. So we can say things all that we want, but unless we actually have the follow through, that doesn't matter. So, and it also gives us a second chance to be like, okay, you know what the commander's intent is, the job gets done. And that's kind of with our faith as well. It's the act that we're getting out there, being disciplined, doing our duty, and getting the job done. Hopefully having a good attitude throughout all of it. But that's kind of the thought of the day. The thought of the week has been duty, fulfilling your obligations. Again, just as a review, it's a 2-mile pace today. Just find your pace, get a little bit better than what you need to have. And then our challenge of the day is 30 squats and then 15 single leg deadlifts. All right, this is Chaplain Karen Moore. Remember, caring more about you. Have a blessed day.